Hello everybody, it's been a while since I've done one of my videos. It's just really going to be chit-chatting about this, that and the other, seeing how you are. So if you want to, comment how you are in the comments. If not, don't worry about it, no problem at all. Well, as some of you probably know, I was going through a bit of a tough time a while back. I genuinely did lose my way, big time. I felt like I just was not tethered to anything. It was awful. And there were times when I could have quite happily just ended it, because I did not want to be here anymore. I just didn't see the point in this existence. It just meant nothing to me. And to an extent, those around me, it all lost its meaning. It just, it's not a nice feeling when you don't feel, if that makes sense. To not have feelings one way or the other, to just feel numb and detached and isolated, I think is worse than actually feeling emotional pain. Because if you're angry or hurt, they're kind of, in a sense, they're kind of very active emotions. But when you're feeling nothing, it's just not good at all. And if there is anybody out there that's watching this that is going through similar feelings, all I can say is you can't go over it, under it, around it. You've just got to go through it and really try to keep a sense that you are worthwhile and you are needed and there is purpose. It's very, very difficult though. Very difficult. But something in there must have been keeping me from going too far into the dark. And I'm glad of that. Well, anyway, let's talk about other things, because we don't want to go down a horrible, dark path into oblivion, do we? Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I was watching Digital Intel's video the other day, and he was talking about friendships and how he's been in friendships where he's hurt them or he's been hurt by them. And it's the way it is. And friendships, they come and go. Some are meant to last a lifetime, some are not. And I've never really been the sort of person that can hold on too tightly to friendships. I don't feel that sense of possession of people, and I don't want them to have a sense of possession of me either. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. But there are people on this planet, believe it or not, that I have known for a very, very long time, and we don't have to be talking to each other on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a yearly basis, but whenever I do see them, we are genuinely pleased to see each other, and it's like no time's passed. But I think I said once in a video before that I'm not the kind of friend that you can just pop round and have a cup of coffee every day, because it just ain't me, sorry. But that's just life. And another thing that I've just really started to own is it doesn't matter if people don't like you. It actually doesn't matter. It's one of those things. I don't like everybody, so why should everybody like me? Just don't cause me harm because you don't like me. Which gets me around to another thing. Last Saturday night, I felt so ill. Like my head was absolutely banging and I felt sick. And I was laid there in bed and It's one of those ones where you can't even watch TV or look at your phone or read or something to pass the time. You feel so ill. And I swear to God, it actually felt like somebody was sending me bad energy, like harm. That's what it felt like. I don't normally get into a sense of thinking that, but I really was. I was like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is sending me this bad energy? Because it really felt like someone was sending me bad energy. Did any of you ever feel like that sometimes? But it really did, and it was like just this overwhelming sense. And I was like sort of in my mind trying to push it back, saying, whoever the fuck you are, just please, just stop. But maybe that was just my wild imagination. What else? Has anybody seen that film Yesterday? Where that young lad who is a musician and he has an accident and he wakes up into a world where nobody's heard of the Beatles. I won't say too much about it because if you haven't seen it, it might ruin some of the plot line. But I am a Beatles fan. It's one of those things that as like a young child, my dad would listen to the Beatles, I'd hear it, we'd all sing along sometimes, and it was fun. My dad would get out his guitar and stuff. And it just made me think how extraordinary certain things that have occurred sort of with civilization, how we can take it for granted, and when it's not there, it does leave quite a big hole. And it actually made me feel quite emotional, thinking, oh my God, those fond memories I had as a child, they wouldn't be there anymore. But would they be replaced with something else? You just don't know. I'm waffling and I'm not making any sense, but like I said, this just really was just for me to have a little bit of a chit chat and say hi and everything. But what in your life can you imagine if it wasn't there would leave such a a hole? That sounds wrong. You know what I mean. What would be missed? And I wonder how many things have set in motion because of one thing, and without that one thing, those other things wouldn't have occurred. But as you know, with us people, we know, don't we? We see all these changes all the time. We certainly do. I see it all the time. One of my first ever thinking, before I even knew what the can't even say it now, Mandela effect. Before I even knew about the Mandela effect, for me was things like spellings of things, because I used to always be good at spelling things, and I don't think it's an age thing. And I'd be like, sure that used to be spelled that way, and it was things like that, and then it was things on maps. You're like, what the fuck? Like, I've never been the best at geography, but I pretty much had a rough idea where things were. I'm really just waffling on. I just wanted to say hello, really. But that's it. Just wanted to say hi. And like I said, whatever you're going through, just hold on. Always just hold on for one more day. Like, this place, it isn't a great place. The way it's all set up, it's not. And however much I will come through, like my depressions and anxieties and everything, there's always going to be that sense that things aren't right. But just battle through and try to be a source of light. Try to be a beacon of light and love and good energy for this place. Because we are needed. We are needed. You might not feel like you fit in. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. You do not have to. I mean, for fuck's sake, even my own dad said I was a weirdo. But I'd rather be a weirdo than be one of the people that fits perfectly and slots perfectly into place in this world. To be deemed healthy in an unhealthy world is no measure of health. I'm going to go and have a fantastic evening, and I love you all.